Thursday in Salem is a powder keg ready to explode. Beneath every smile lurks suspicion, behind every promise hides betrayal. A young romance dangles by a thread, one bold deception races toward exposure, and fragile dreams of family tremble under the weight of doubt. Ambition drives a desperate plea that could spark scandal at the highest level, while a night meant for love erupts into jealousy that cuts deeper than words. Salem doesn't wait for storms, it creates them. And tonight, every whisper could ignite a fire no one can control. Thursday begins with a moment of quiet intensity. Ariana observes her two friends locked in an emotional stalemate. Holly's eyes are red with frustration, her voice heavy with the uncertainty of whether her relationship is even worth saving. The hurt she carries is raw, born from confusion, jealousy, and the sting of betrayal she doesn't fully understand. Ari can't bear to watch in silence. She steps in, her tone calm but firm, radiating the confidence of someone who has lived through Salem's storms and learned that nothing here is ever simple. She reminds Holly that every relationship in this town has been tested, sometimes shattered, yet often rebuilt. Don't let this be the end, she urges. Sometimes love is strongest when it survives the fire. Her words cut through Holly's doubt, but also plant a seed of tension. Salem viewers know that Ari's involvement could prove double-edged. On one hand, she embodies loyalty, encouraging reconciliation and hope. On the other, her advice could be steering Holly straight into the very trap Tate is setting behind the scenes. Is Ari truly helping, or unknowingly playing the role of enabler in someone else's dangerous game? That's the haunting question. Because in Salem, even well-meaning advice can serve as the spark that ignites chaos. By trying to protect her friend, Ari may have just entangled herself in the web of lies already tightening around them all. Elsewhere, a far darker scene unfolds. Tate sharpens his performance, deepening the deception that could either expose the truth, or destroy him. On the surface, his interest in Sophia looks convincing. The charm in his smile, the warmth in his tone, the calculated pauses, it all sells the illusion of attraction. But every gesture hides intention. A light brush of her hand designed to lower her defenses. A kiss, carefully timed, to cloud her judgment. A playful question, slipped into conversation, crafted to lead her closer to the one secret he needs to uncover: the truth about the baby. Sophia responds exactly as he hopes. She blushes, she giggles, she leans into his words as if she wants to believe them. For a brief moment, it seems Tate's gamble is paying off. But beneath the surface, the tension is razor sharp. Salem has never been kind to liars, and the longer he plays this game, the greater the risk that one wrong tone or misplaced word could shatter the illusion. Viewers know Sophia isn't a woman to be underestimated. If she realizes she's being manipulated, her retaliation will be swift and merciless. Salem doesn't reward deception with silence, it punishes it with vengeance. Tate's youth makes his cunning impressive, but also reckless. He's pushing boundaries that even seasoned Salem schemers approach with caution. Is he truly closing in on the truth, or is he walking himself into a trap of his own making? Thursday's episode lingers on this tension. Two players circling each other, one convinced he's in control, the other dangerously close to discovering the betrayal. And in Salem, when the mask finally slips, the fallout is always explosive. Far away from the games of seduction and business schemes, another kind of battle unfolds, a quieter, more intimate struggle. Leo and Javi, who have dared to dream of building a family together, now find themselves staring at cracks in the foundation of that dream. Their conversations are hushed but heavy, carrying the weight of fear that no one wants to voice aloud. Javi worries aloud about the system's judgment, about whether their past mistakes will haunt them forever. What if they see the old me, he wonders, instead of the man I am now? Leo, always the one to mask pain with humor, drops his guard for once. His voice trembles as he asks the unthinkable: what if love isn't enough to keep him with us? the shadows of their histories loom large. In Salem, no one forgets. Every scandal, every misstep becomes public memory, replayed when it matters most. And in the courtroom of adoption, reputation weighs almost as heavily as devotion. This scene cuts deep because it's not about affairs or power, it's about hope. Leo and Javi's vulnerability is a reminder that love isn't just fireworks. Sometimes it's the quiet strength of two people fighting the world for the right to hold onto a child. Thursday leaves viewers with the unsettling truth. Their future with Tesoro may hinge not on how much they love him, but on how the world chooses to see them. And in Salem, perception has always been as dangerous as reality. While Leo and Javi wrestle with fear, determination fuels another heart in Salem. Chanel, restless and resolute, seeks out her mother with a plea that could change her life forever. She dreams of adoption, of creating a family with Johnny, and she knows Paulina's influence may be the only key to making that dream a reality. Her voice is steady, but the cracks of desperation are there. She paints a picture of a future filled with love and stability, of a child raised in a home that values joy and tradition. We can give him everything, she insists, her hands clenched as if holding onto the vision itself. Yet underneath her words lies urgency, because she knows she is not the only contender. Rivals circle, and the system is cold and unyielding. Paulina listens, her heart pulled in two directions. As a mother, she aches to give her daughter what she longs for. But as Salem's mayor, she knows the risks. A single favor, a single step over the line, could spark accusations of corruption, ruin her reputation, and stain her legacy. The weight of the choice is unbearable. Risk scandal by bending the rules, or refuse and risk shattering her daughter's heart. Salem thrives on such impossible choices, where every path carries consequences. Thursday turns the spotlight onto this mother-daughter dynamic, a mix of love, ambition, and power. Chanel's plea is not just paperwork, it is a cry for recognition, for the right to be a mother, for her own place in Salem's complicated tapestry. But Paulina knows, in this town, shortcuts always come back to haunt you. If she agrees, Chanel's dream may come true, but it may set in motion a scandal that will ripple far beyond their family. As evening falls, Salem trades the chaos of business and secrets for the quiet promise of romance. Tony and Anna, weary from days of feuds and lawsuits, finally carve out a rare night for themselves. The table is dressed in elegance, candles flickering, wine poured, the atmosphere wrapped in the kind of warmth only two people with history can share. For a fleeting moment, it feels as though Salem has allowed them a pocket of peace. But Salem never lets peace linger. The knock at the door, the sound of footsteps in the hall, it all shifts the mood in an instant. Kate enters, her presence commanding, her smile polite but edged with something sharper. What might have been a casual visit becomes loaded the moment Anna's eyes narrow, suspicion flickering like the candlelight around them. Tony, ever the charming host, greets Kate with amusement, his tone light, his laughter dismissive of the tension. But Anna doesn't see harmless fun, she sees intrusion. Old rivalries echo in her mind, reminders that in Salem, even the closest bonds are tested by jealousy and doubt. The scene plays out in subtle gestures, Tony's smile, Kate's confidence, Anna's clenched jaw. Polite conversation masks the simmering undercurrent of rivalry. What should have been an evening of intimacy now feels like a battleground where unspoken questions hang in the air. Thursday doesn't end with explosions or accusations, it ends with quiet, cutting tension. In Salem, sparks don't need fire to burn. The jealousy in Anna's eyes and the carelessness in Tony's grin are enough to light a fuse that could smolder into something much more dangerous. Thursday, September 18th, proves once again that Salem's greatest storms often begin in whispers. A young woman stepped between two friends, urging hope where love seemed ready to collapse. A dangerous deception tightened its grip, drawing secrets closer to the surface. Two men poured out their fears, trembling under the weight of a future they might lose. A daughter turned to her mother with a plea, staking her happiness on the pull of power and the risk of scandal. And in the end, a romantic night unraveled into suspicion, jealousy, and tension sharp enough to cut through candlelight. This is Salem, where even kindness can spark chaos, where loyalty can become betrayal, and where peace never lasts more than a heartbeat. Every smile hides a question, every touch conceals a secret, and every night holds the possibility of disaster. Which twist struck you hardest, Tate's cunning gamble, Chanel's desperate plea, or the quiet jealousy that might ignite the next great feud? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more Days of Our Lives spoilers. Salem's story is just beginning, and the next chapter promises to burn even hotter.